Fatcat. Man, y'all rockin' the Fatcat show. This is my show. FAT, watch the time on you.
Say it one more time.
FATCAT. Man, y'all rockin' the Fatcat show. This is my show. FAT, watch the time on you.
Here we go. No matter what you say, I'ma spit it how I spit it so you niggas can forget it. Everybody is a critic. I walk in the dark with my chronicles acidic, with my game up the bar, so your girl'll let me hit it. Damn, man, my show's simply marvelous. You can stop the hating and debating, you can't argue this. Cause if you found something better, you would sip Moretta while wearing an ugly sweater. But my show you listening, so stop the whimpering. This is for the sinners and the born again Christians. Turn to Philippians. Nope, you can miss me then. If you wanna talk, take my number, you can hit me then. Cause you know my show was rocking. Fatcat, remember that when your girl is shocking. When them headphones are knocking. Fatcat show and you don't stop the knocking.
FATCAT. Man, y'all rockin' the Fatcat show. This is my show. FAT, watch the time on you.
Say it one more time.
FATCAT. Man, y'all rockin' the Fatcat show. This is my show. FAT, watch the time on you.
Here we go. Yo, what's cracking? You rockin' with your boy, the thinking deacon, the sinister minister, the rabbi Raymond Noodle, the chaplain of fried chicken's last rites. That's your boy Fatcat, and I'm here with my dog, not Satellite Bills tonight, but it's Will the Real. What's up, baby?
What's going on, that Fatcat?
Okay, I'm trying not to get you not to be sounding so robotic, you know. You kind of sound like RoboCop.
What's up?
RoboCop getting choked
Hey,
up.
Hey, can you hear me now?
Yeah, you kind of a little bit loud. Is it a volume adjust on there?
Oh, I got to turn my voice down or something.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
All right, that's what's up.
So it won't be like RoboCop getting choked out or nothing. But anyway, we wanna say start everything off like we do all the time by wishing everybody happy birthday, and that got birthdays, and as usual, like we got life, we got death, and so we want to give our heartfelt condolences to those that have lost somebody. Boy, it sounds like we in a Canada wind tunnel over this month, but it's all good though. But if you lost somebody, like I said, our heartfelt condolences to everyone. But we doing the show tonight, so there won't be no phone lines. And if you wanna comment, please kindly comment in our box below, and we will answer your questions or read your statements as they come. But oh man, I still had this up. So, but anyway, we're gonna proceed with the show. Did you happen, Will? Did you happen to see the news today? Hello.
Yeah, I'm here, brother. Nah, I ain't get a chance to check out the news today.
Oh, okay, yeah. But in the news today, Governor Whitmer is proposing a bill that recognizes racism as a health crisis.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. What up, Wallace? Yeah, it's recognizing racism as a health crisis. She did the numbers, and she's saying that the most people that are affected by the COVID pandemic are African Americans. So when they begin to focus on us as some type of problem, whether they try to portray it as good or bad, I begin to worry, because of course we know that they're trying to find guinea pigs for this new vaccine, they so-called vaccine they got. So I'm kind of thinking of it on that level. What about you?
I think that, like most campaigns to sell anything to a big group of people, they typically use and sell it through the bots first.
Right.
So that's, to me, is the same
Right.
technique that they would use in any other campaign of pushing something upon the people.
Right, 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 and that's the scary part about it, because I'm not sold on just thinking that, okay, all of a sudden they're thinking about our well being and all of this and that, because
Hmm.
if that was the case, cops been killing us ways before even the Black Panther era and all that stuff.
Hmm.
They've been choking us out for the longest, and we still don't have right bills to help us out as citizens with that. I think somebody just was sending me things about somebody else just got choked out or killed by a cop or something. It's been
Hmm.
popping in my inbox, and then Breonna Taylor. We still haven't received justice for Breonna Taylor, and now they even came out where they got where the investigator who is investigating this thing has even kind of like gave the suspected cop. I ain't gonna say suspected cop. The murdering cop some ammo to try to go off of, trying to say that he was justified in doing what he was doing. So I see if that we don't get justice for this, I pretty much see that we're gonna go back into one of them George Floyd situations. You know.
And that could be a possibility, especially with the propaganda that they push across the airwaves. I could see maybe some type of civil unrest coming about.
Right. 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 So it's definitely something that's in the making, because you got so many people that are outraged on this
Hmm.
plateau too, because like I said, that young woman didn't have no business dying, especially you coming to the wrong house. She didn't have no business doing that. And I still think we allow ourselves to be bamboozled, because it's different types of justice for different skin color. Um even with the what's the young man Botham Jean case, that cop should have got more than 10 years. She should have got more than 10 years for taking his life in his own apartment, eating ice cream, and you come in his door and you shoot him in his apartment, and then you lied about it. So it's a lot of things that play into that kind of got me looking at things cross-eyed.
Right.
By the way, did you get to see the new uh the body cam, the full body cam of George Floyd case now?
I ain't got a chance to check that out, brother. I definitely look over it.
Yeah, but in the new body cam footage, it kind of showed it kind of portrayed him in a different light, and it made me wonder, like, why did they take this time to bring all of that out? And they they showed they showed the moments from when when the store owner first came to the cop and accused him of passing off a fake $20 bill, and then the store owner pointed across the street to where he was. Man, that's a lot of noise. Pointed across the street to where he was, and
Hmm.
so they went and knocked on his window, and it appeared that George Floyd. Don't get me wrong, it still didn't justify his death, but it appeared that George was high, that he was, because he would not comply with what, and I didn't even know he was in a car with several individuals. It was like, I think it was he had like three other passengers in the car with him, and they kept telling him to comply. Like, come on, man, show your hands, But they got out the car with no. What's up, Janine? They got out the car with no problem, and the cops didn't, harass them like. So it's gonna paint a different picture of the situation. They got out of the car. They didn't have no problems. The cops didn't harass them or do nothing like that. But it was George that when he got out of when they was trying to make him comply and do all that, he began crying. He began doing other things. He was too fidgety. He began doing, just all kinds of things that was contrary to what the cops were asking of him. But don't get me wrong, it still didn't give them the right to take his life. But then even that's in question right now, because even before the cop put him on the ground or so, when they were trying to get him inside the police car, he was stating that he couldn't breathe. He was claustrophobic. He's like, no, can you roll the windows down? And then they rolled the windows down for him to put him in the car. So the intent for people to say that now that he was maliciously killed, that it might come into question now as far as, the validity of the charges.
Right. Well, that's what the media does. They put the story to the people a certain way because they want to make it seem like a problem so they can get a reaction, and then a group of people can come along and make a solution.
Mm-hmm.
So that to me is what it is, and we didn't get to see it from all angles at first. Mm-hmm. So I would look at the media and say that they would be responsible for most of the destruction that was brought about to deliver that news to the people, which most people just take stuff and run because they believe it to be the truth, and then they find out later it isn't. So
right. It's sad though that but I think in most cases, we already know the MO of the cops. The average black man, we already know what's popping with them and how most of the time they view us. So we always have to be kind of like on the side of caution when we dealing with the cops. So I think by George being in that impaired state, I think he didn't realize the seriousness of what was happening, or he just went into crying and begging the cop, please don't shoot me, and all of that. And some guys, they get tired of being harassed, and when that right cop come pull them over, then everything began to pour out at them, out of them, and they feel like they being victimized and all that. And so we get these boiling pot situations between the cops and civilians. Not saying that every cop is bad, because I a couple of my peeps are cops. I got a couple of good friends that are cops, and I have and everybody isn't like that, but you do have some gung-ho cops, and I think the pressure to, I think they need to take that quota thing away from the cops, because I think most of them are pressured to get out here and do their civic duty and trying to get quotas to make them quotas. And I think it's causing all kinds of a stressful cop when he get out on the street and he's under pressure to make that quota. Then he might run into somebody that's getting tired of being pulled over by the police. And I think the system is really inviting all of this turmoil. What do you think?
I think that as well a part of the plan. The police could be, like I say, used as far as division, divide and conquer.
Right. So, but anyway, I want to get into something else right quick, and this is about a man who killed, hear me good, who killed a Burger King worker because his order was taking too long. Man, where are we at with this type of stuff?
Victim shot.
So, but anyway, I'm gonna get into this video and y'all check this out.
Destruction of evidence and possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. Right now, an Orange County man's locked up accused of murdering a fast food worker because an order took too long to complete. Investigators say 37-year-old Kelvis Rodriguez Tormes shot and killed 22-year-old Desmond Joshua Saturday outside Burger King at Colonial and Goldenrod. Deputies say Rodriguez Tormes went into the restaurant after a woman called him, upset her order was taking too long. When he got there, investigators say he got into a fight with the victim, shot him, and drove away. We checked, and Rodriguez Tormes is being held without bond on charges of first-degree murder, destruction of evidence, and possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. Right now, in Orange County.
Well, what do you think about when things like this simple happen? Is it mental illness, or just dudes just really just out here like this? You know,
Okay, man, it could be a matter of things. I guess it's just people ain't where they want to be at in life, and everybody's impatient trying to get where they want to be in life. And
I mean, my thing is always, I think the thing that keeps me quote unquote even keeled, not only just my love of my family and God, and you know, being obedient, you know, to those principles, but I don't want my freedom taken away from me at all. I don't want to risk, especially over nothing stupid. You know, it'd be a different situation if I was in a quote unquote what they call it, my back's against the wall situation, but not over no doggone burger or, you know, some fries. I'm about to do life in prison or something, possibly life in prison for popping somebody because my order take. Could you imagine that conversation? What you in here for? Nigga was taking too long on my burger, man. I killed that nigga. You know?
a lot of people be on them pills, man, so a lot of people don't be in their right state of mind, man. A lot of people doing drugs, a lot of people depressed, a lot of people out of work, so you know, what you're getting is a negative spirit coming about over everyone, a divisiveness. You know, and then you got this news and this media just steadily feeding the people all this negative shit. So, yeah, someone might look at their life and say, fuck it, I ain't got nothing to lose. I'm mad as hell right now, and I guess him not getting his hamburger was the camel that broke the straw that broke the camel's back.
You silly, dog.
Yeah, pretty much what it is.
I'm gonna ask you a question. What was? Think of the most simple thing that you can look back on, and you said it was silly for me to get angry about. I mean, but you was just boiling hot, mad over this issue. What would be that simple thing?
You know what, man? I can't even tell you. I look back at them times in my life and I summed it all up as just to being a selfish individual. So I don't know, man. I ain't even really touched that part of my mind to even think about that in a while, man. But a lot of people, that's where they at. You know, it's day to day. You know what I'm saying? It just things build up over time.
Right.
You know, so.
Right. I mean, I think the silly things that probably had me a little bit, but I never crossed the line to where I was close to losing my freedom. But I think it was always relationship type stuff that got me. You know what I'm saying? And people.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, I've been through quite some of that, and that's because, you know what I'm saying, the way I was handling things at the time. So yeah. I could understand from that perspective.
And then you know what, you get back, you get and you look back on a lot of things, and people say, oh, this dude is a wimp because he done wigged out over some chick, or this chick done wigged out over some dude. But man, I'm gonna tell you one thing: the most power, the two. Well, I say it's three powerful things in this world,
Okay.
other than God. It's love, it's hate, and it's sex. It's it's I'm telling you,
Okay.
three powerful things in this world, man, and you wonder, man, because
Okay.
all three of them are spiritual. All three of them are spiritual. I say that, and
Well, the nature of everything universally is spiritual. So when I began to look at the nature in myself, you know what I'm saying, and understand who I was, and studying how to be a man, and actually applying that on a day-to-day basis,
right,
then you could look at a female and you could begin to learn her nature from an actual man's standpoint. So anything they do, you have an understanding of it. And the understanding is next to love. So when a woman be saying she wants you to love her, it's more of an understanding of her nature, because just like a cat or a dog does something,
mm-hmm,
it's in their primal nature to do it. So
uh-huh,
you as a man have to have an understanding of her to really get along with her and have a good relationship. You got to understand a woman's nature,
right.
and that's what I like.
You know what? I had to cut you down a little bit because you know who you was on here sounding like what's a Sci Family Stone, a child grows up to be, I had to
Oh, okay.
I had
All
to
right.
cut it down a little bit because but but
All right, for sure.
but like I said though, I look back on a couple of things, like of events that have happened, and news wise, as far as people just clocking out, and that's just show you the thin line, how you could easily lose your freedom. A thin line. I remember the couple.
Everybody living in TV land right now. The people have become the illusion, and TV has become the real people. And to me, that's the disconnection. That's where people have lost themselves, and that's why you got people just out here doing stupid shit, because the TV is the leader. No, the man ain't. We don't have fathers and men. Not many of them. We have a little group. We trying to step up, but for the majority, nah, people lost. You
Right,
know what I'm saying? And even girls and daughters grow up lost because they ain't got fathers.
right,
So both the little boy and the little girl growing up lost because the father is gone. And
right,
here we got all this coming up out of that.
right. You know, I I just really look at too, and most of these
Right.
young men, they're without having that father structure, that man to like form that structure in their
Right.
life, and I'm just, and this is just my opinion.
Right.
I know this is in everybody's life, but I know back in the day I had a real bad attitude. I could have easily been that man that went to that Burger King and shot that dude, but I was always, not only did my grandfather and grandparents and parents period put that fear in me of discipline, but they put the fear of God in me. So it was more like man, but I know, I think I did a sermon about 2 Sundays ago, and the pastor that's training me, he told me, he said, because one of the scriptures says, to every season there's a purpose under the heaven. So the thing is, the thing he tried to get to me is that what worked in your grandfather's season might not work in your season. So if you notice, like with most of these kids, whoopings don't work no more. You know what I'm saying? You can whoop these kids now, man, all you want to, and it ain't gonna work. You know what I'm saying? Most of the
That's
most of the
that's
how
that's because the mother has to teach the children how to respect not only the mother but the father. And then by going through the father is there to be that intimidation factor. But if the mother is saying that your daddy ain't shit, and this, that, and the other, and programming the child to hate the father,
yep.
there you go from that.
I hear that. I do hear that. But it's just that I think I, we just need some more intervention, and it's just to me. I was just talking to a brother earlier. I said, man, we got a lot of work. We got a lot of work to do before we can even expect any other race to respect us. We got to really start working on ourselves because this is, you know what I'm saying? We can't even get it together on a smaller front, and that's with ourselves before we can get other races to really respect us. You know what I'm saying? And you sit up there and you go up to the neighborhood. How many times in your neighborhood have you seen, satellite, like to call him, Sam Michael Tony? You go to Sam Michael Tony's store and he constantly disrespecting your community. He disrespecting you. He disrespecting your mama, your grandmother, your all that. And he even, we come in there sometimes and Sam Michael Tony, we spend so much money in there, but Sam Michael Tony still looking at you like you stealing from him. Even if you're not. I mean, I know it's a lot of things like that on in the neighborhood. And then you'll see one of the most hoodest of the hood dudes always getting into it with Sam Michael Tony. But they'll constantly go back to that store and spend money.
Like I said, in the 50s, 60s, they sold a pipe dream to the American, the black people in America, and they went for it. So from that, we got what we got right now. They actually sold this in movies, media, everywhere across the board about blacks, and blacks just went along with it. If you look at the 70s,
Right.
they had the black exploitation films.
Right.
Blacks didn't, at the time you had a group of blacks, but for the majority, they weren't pushing against that. They began to embrace it and accept it because they felt like they became one with the system.
Right.
And once they felt like they became one with the system, they just began to accept everything the system began to give it. And here we are right now.
And I just want to quickly say to those that's tuning in to the Fat Cat Show tonight, just know that I'm not on Blog Talk today, but you can still check us out on YouTube. You can still check us out on Periscope and Facebook. So show your love. Make sure you subscribe to the Fat Cat Show Network on YouTube. Show your love. Show your love. We're going to get into our next topic before we get into our main topic for today. And that's changing the culture of no snitching. And I, in my whole heart, I believe that this is the model of pure destruction in our neighborhood. Is that when we can sit back and we can watch others around us being victimized, and we're held by a certain rule or quota in our lives that stops us from speaking, truth and like holding in things that's harming our community. And one of those rules is the snitching rule. And I think, if I'm sitting up here and I know Mrs. such and such is being ripped off, but don't get me wrong, I know it's a hell of a sacrifice because you be trying to just live in peace and harmony yourself. But pretty soon, like Mrs. Smith is getting ripped off or so, it's gonna come back around to you. I always like to quote the X-Clan what's that verse he said, today's pig shall be tomorrow's bacon. I love to repeat that thing, so I think a lot of guys, I mean, I could see probably if y'all did something together, a crime together, and one get caught and the other one don't say nothing, okay, all right, that. But when it comes down to watching somebody innocent being victimized, you know what I'm saying? Don't nobody want to see all that. Babies getting shot and killed, and you already know who doing the shooting in the hood, and you already know who done shot the person, but you not saying anything. I have a real big problem with that. You know what I'm saying? And it's dudes that think that is the most honorable thing to do. Somebody kills somebody and then you get blamed for it, and you don't want to snitch, and you up in jail doing 30 years for something you ain't even did, because you want to keep a code and think the stuff is honorable to go to jail for not snitching. Man, I ain't snitch. Man, thank you for holding me down, dude. What kind of mess is that?
I know. Like I said, a lot of the stuff that people do, they see, and they've been programmed over the ages through that television.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people watched all the gangster flicks. They watched everything from TV. TV became the best teacher to society.
Mm-hmm.
And once that happened, here you have what you have, and then you got the video game backing that up, taking those same ideas and allowing you those negative ideas and allowing you to play it out on the video game, which is great. A great way to get rid of aggression, but a lot of people take it past that.
Right.
So a lot of people believe what they see on TV they can just do in real life, because what's on TV, that they perceive it as real life when it really isn't. It's just an illusion that's being sold to you.
Right. So have you ever been in a situation where, I know a lot of people don't like to get into it, but have you ever been in a situation where you felt like, oh man, I need to say something? You saw something and you needed to say something?
No, because I'm the type of man, if I really see something, like if somebody's really getting hurt, I'll try to do something towards getting that individual out of that situation. I think of one situation, I lived on the west side of Detroit, and a car pulled up, and it was a man and a woman arguing. They was fighting inside the car. Well, things had got a little bit physical. Where dude chased her up on the neighbor's porch, and he pulled out a butcher knife.
Wow.
And the woman is screaming for her life. So at that point, calling the police don't mean shit. So I went in the house, grabbed my pistol, and I shot over in the direction where he was at. He got up off her. He tried to charge towards me, and me and him had words, but the whole point was just to get him up off of her. And she had enough time to get what she had to get to call the police. Then the police came in and dealt with it. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes in some situations, you know what I'm saying, you just got to step up and be that person to step in and try to break the situation apart. And I actually kept that man from going to jail. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He could have went to jail for the rest of his life because he in a passionate rage on some beta male shit trying to control a female.
So let me ask you this.
What's up?
Can you blame people that are kind of like scared to not to snitch? Just to remain silent. Do you blame them for not being able to snitch?
I mean, a lot of people aren't in a position to protect themselves, and the police ain't gonna protect them either. So maybe from that perspective, they they know it's wrong, but they not gonna say nothing because they need a certain sense of protection for themselves, and they don't have nobody to protect them. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, nobody gonna step forward, and it's a group of people who pretty much run the neighborhood or the hood or whatever. They ain't gonna step on their toes because they have no protection. When them people do, they got backup.
Okay, let's play scenario, right?
All right, go ahead.
And for those that's listening, you could join in and answer these scenarios too. You come out on your porch, right? Your next door neighbor's child is sitting on the porch and she's crying. I say she's let's say about a 9-year-old little girl. And you say, "Oh, what's wrong, little girl?" And she said, "My daddy keeps raping me." What do you do in that sense?
For one, I wouldn't wish that upon no little girl, and for two, I mean, I'm taken back by that. I would be angry. And then I would, at that point, knock on the door and question the man in the house, or whoever the fuck it is, and say, "Excuse me, sir, why the fuck is your child out here saying that you put your hands on him and do whatever the child said that he did?" And I would tell the child, "Now, don't be scared. Say what you said to me right in front of him." And if she confirmed that, then from there, I would have to take it from there.
See, and that's the thing right there. Now, let's just say you didn't call the cops. Now this child is forced to be getting her butt whooped or something even worse.
What do you mean?
So
why wouldn't you get the police involved?
Okay. Because I didn't really hear you say.
I said I would take it from there after that. That means, yeah, of course, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do what I got to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I was wondering. You had me thinking for a minute, like, you know, where you was going with it.
I don't know, it could have went anyway, but the police gonna show up at some point.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thou shalt not snitch on thyself. There you go.
So thou shalt not snitch. And that's a stupid rule. Maybe it's the term too that makes people.
Yeah, because they're taking it out of context. For one, you don't tell on yourself and incriminate yourself, and if you do something with somebody else, and you get caught, you get incriminated. Well, you don't incriminate them. That's exactly where it stopped at. That's it.
And I'm looking at it like, even recently I just seen a video where Funkmaster Flex, even though I don't too much care for his attitude sometimes, but he made a statement about snitching on people. He said if you do something around me, expect me to tell on you, blah blah blah. And he took a lot of flack, especially from this quote unquote hip hop community. Funkmaster Flex a snitch. He blah blah blah. He a snitch. And I think our culture is so much influenced by hip hop. And people think that's cool to hold on to that value, but they don't think it's cool to have general concern for your own brother, or and all that. And I think the narrative has to change in order for us to be able to move in the right direction that we need to move in. If I treat your family like I do my own family, you know what I'm saying? Or just say have the concern for your family like I do my own. I think the world would be a better place. We look out for each other. Back in my grandfather's days, that's how it was. Where I remember the neighbors could whoop us. if they saw us doing something wrong. And when we got away from the village, but now the village is filled with pedophiles. You know what I'm saying? Filled with pedophiles, alcoholics, drug addicts. You know, what they call them, sex traffickers, all kinds of different stuff. So I know the dynamics of the village has changed, and so we got to find a way to navigate through this new village. You know.
That's true.
So, but anyway, I want to get into our main topic for today, and our main topic for today is: would a true friend ever cross the line? Would a true friend ever cross the line? And I'm gonna put it like this. I'm gonna say this. No one is perfect. No one is perfect, and I think lines are often blurred. You know, where you might not even intentionally cross the line, but you may be, let's say, feeling like you joking with the person, and it just depends on how the person perceives things that day, because perceptions constantly changes. So I think you could catch a person on the wrong or right day, and it could either be considered a joke or it could be considered crossing the line. And I don't know if you ever dealt with somebody like that. One, you know, y'all always do a certain thing. Like, just say me, you, and Wallace. We always cap on each other and all do that. But we understand that that's our lane that we do with each other. But it could be one day that somebody might not feel. But it never happened to us in all the years that we known each other. But it could just be one day somebody might not feel that way. But then again, you talking about your friends. You supposed to know your friends. You know what I'm saying? Or when they kind of like out of place or out of pocket a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But I know generally that, like, between us, that there is really, we're not really out to intend to hurt each other or harm each other. So
it's done with love. It's jovial.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so I think that's what it always boils down to, and I think
we never kicked each other when we was down.
Right.
And those type of jokes, no, we never did that.
Right. Yeah, so it's different. That's why I specified true friends.
Right.
True friends, because everybody that you call your friend is not your friend. You know,
that's true.
You have to do an evaluation, and every once in a while, just like on Facebook, you know, you got to go through your list and be like, I'm gonna unfollow this person. I'm not gonna deal with this person again, and you got to go down the list, you know, and just see, because I'm in that situation now in my life where I think that if we in each other's path, that I should be making some kind of impact on your life, or you know, just vice versa. We should be some kind of light to each other's path. You know what I'm saying? Especially if we're friends. You know what I'm saying? I know sometimes, you know, even it could be the simplest things. You know what I'm saying? And it could be simple things that we know already. You know, we already know already, but it just boils down to sometimes it be so much distractions and stuff happening in your life that you forget the little simple things. And, you know, and somebody got to come around and tell you, hey, you know, hey, Will, you know, hey, you know, the way to the store is right up the street. You don't got to go down the alley, you know, past the crack house to the, you know, around the playground.
You mean the analogy of head knowledge doesn't equal heart appreciation? Yeah,
right.
I get that, brother.
Yeah.
You know, most people haven't come to know that concept, because you gotta know yourself before you know that concept. You got to get to really know yourself,
Right,
and
right,
then that concept will come along with you.
right. Because I think most people that really know me, that I really associate as my friends, they see me. For the most part, I think we've been knowing each other like 20 years and so. But
Yeah, for
but
sure.
we know that if you see me and I'm pretty much quiet, then something is wrong because
Right.
I'm a talkative person. So, and
Mm,
I think that's see with you I've been knowing you so long too, but you have different modes to yourself. So you a little bit of a hard read because sometimes you'll be your silly self, and then next time you see you might be that mellow wheel. You know what I'm saying? So it's two different. But once I get to talking to you, I know where
mhm.
you at. You know what I'm saying? I'll be like, "What up, Will? Blah blah blah." You know, like, man, blah blah blah. And I might crack a joke on you. You will come out of that mellow wheel quick. Oh, so we want to do that,
Nah.
So
Yeah, for sure.
and that's how but that's how we get down. But it's just that's why I'm not so quick to put the friend level on people. You know what I'm saying? Because
Nah.
you have to build that. You got to build into that. Now we can be associates. You know,
Uh,
we can be associate. I could associate with you, but it
you don't give trust. Trust is earned, but we live in a society where people feel that they're entitled to it.
right, right,
Mhm.
right. Now, and that's what I said. But now, I I would have to say that a true friend would never cross the line. But I think a true friend is sometimes capable of making a mistake. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that's true.
But it's a difference if you maliciously out to do something to hurt me, then you couldn't possibly be my true friend. But
Well,
it but
if the person is doing anything to maliciously hurt you,
yeah,
they ain't doing nothing but really just hurting themselves.
right, right. So it's things like that. I think we had it uh um a show like that early before, and I was talking on that range of thing um where you have a person. I think some people. Let me give another example. Like a person might, let's say, if you see my wife out somewhere, doing
Hmm.
something that she didn't have no business doing and stuff like that, and it looks
Hmm.
it looks suspicious and creepy to you. And
Hmm.
I think Satellite said that he wouldn't say nothing to nobody. He wouldn't.
Oh no,
He wouldn't.
I was in a situation like that, and I was friends with him and her, and I caught her doing some real foul shit, and I pulled up on my boy like, hey man, brothers before hoes, here you go, and I showed him.
Right, right,
I ain't about to let my son little brother go out like that. Nah, you get rid of that.
right, right, right. So it's sometimes them things like that be funny. So I don't know. It's a weird situation, but I just think that we the lines are always blurred. I just think they're just always blurred, and we just have to, uh, and that's where it comes down where friends come to know and grow and understand each other and understand uh, that no matter how cool we are, we all have our boundaries of certain things that we can't do. We can't do with each other. I know, like even though my spiritual walk has changed, I know when we in our good capping days, we used to be like, oh B, call each other bees and all that stuff, and but I had friends that you couldn't play that with, you know.
Um,
I got friends that you can't play that with. They don't like that. They don't do that. So
um,
is definitely
they be getting all offended by words and shit.
yeah. I mean, what you cannot do that with one of my guys. He don't play that, but I never did it to him because I'm understanding that you know it's a lot of things. Even though we as strong as we are most with words, but some people have trigger words, trigger actions, trigger and we just all different.
One of the 4 agreements that any man should make for himself is never to take anything personal.
Yeah, but we got people that's walking around here that are like head cases. You know what I'm saying? They done went through things in their life and they never fully got through it. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of things just simply off being men that we won't admit because we think if we talk to somebody about it or we tell somebody that if it seems like we got a problem, that problem is viewed as a weakness. You know what I'm saying? We don't ever like to be seen in a compromising position. And by the time we go get help for something, it's already too late. You know what I'm saying? It could be a little sickness or something. We'll drag ourselves to work and awesome stuff. You know what I'm saying? We don't ever like to be perceived weak. I'ma tell you, prime example, when I first hurt my back, when I first went through that back hurting thing, and when I tell you, Will, I couldn't get out of the bed when my back was hurting, and my wife was like, I can't really lift you up, but I want to call EMS to come get you. I was like, no. No. Sure, I'd rather crawl out of there than be EMS, but that's just how we are programmed.
I get you. I could understand where you're coming from on it.
Yeah. So, but anyway, that's about all that I got on that. And I don't know. You got anything else?
Nah, man. I said pretty much anything I can say about that. It is what it is.
Yeah, it is. But anyway, we got only we're about to end this show. But if anybody got any last comments or so, we're gonna give you a little chance to get that comment in. The next show I will be back on Blog Talk Radio. I just wanted to give Blog Talk a break for a minute because my phones wasn't working on there anyway, so I might as well have streamed this way anyway. So,
for sure.
But
I really hope they tighten that up.
Right.
They really slipping on that, man. There's a lot of people that use that and is paying for that, and it's not fair that they don't get to access the service and they paying for it.
Right. But anyway, man, since nobody has responded, just like when I opened the doors of the church, we opened the doors of the church. None have come, so we're gonna move on. But anyway, I just want to say this. Y'all be safe out there. Know who your friends are. Select the proper person that's going to be a true friend to you. True friends, to the best of their ability, they will never do something maliciously to hurt you. Just recognize what's happening between the blurred lines, and you'll make better selection of friends. You know
what, Thomas? I do want to add on to what you're saying, man. One thing that I understand in a friendship or any type of relationship with anybody is that the key to love is understanding.
Amen.
And for many years, I always wanted people to understand where I was coming from, but never took the took their side or understood where another person was coming from. I had any compassion. So the biggest thing I can say to a good relationship with anyone is knowing that understanding is love.
Right. That's a good one right there. That's a jewel.
Mm-hmm.
So, but anyway, y'all, we up out of here. Peace. Be safe out there and love one another. We up out of here, y'all.
Fatcat, and y'all rockin' the Fatcat show. This is my show.